Here are the 8 steps to changing your cello strings. Number 1, change your cello strings one at a time. The reason for this is to make sure you keep tension on the bridge so that the bridge stays in place, and also so the sound post stays in place. If you take all the strings off at once, the bridge is going to move and you will likely not know how to put it back. There are usually feet marks on the top of the cello that you can go by, so if it comes off, it comes off. The other thing though is that the sound post could fall down if you take all the strings off. This happens because removing the strings removes the tension from the top of the cello that is keeping the sound post in place and from falling down. Number 2, use the whole string. Never cut it. The extra string wound around the peg actually affects the tension on the whole string. If you cut off the excess before winding the strings, you will put too much tension on the string and it will break. Cello strings are expensive, so you don't want to break them. Don't cut the string. Use the whole string. Just as a side note, I learned this lesson on guitar. First time I changed the strings on a guitar, broke every string. Number 3, turn the fine tuners out. This will help you with tuning later. Once you get all the strings on and are turning the pegs to get the strings in tune, it is going to need a lot of adjusting because each peg turn will affect the other strings. At some point, you're going to want to just get the pegs close enough and finish with the fine tuners. If the fine tuners are turned all the way in or all the way out, this will be impossible. So, make sure that they are at the midpoint, turned out about halfway as best as you can judge, before you start tuning up your new strings. Number 4, wind the string correctly around the peg. Yes, it goes to a specific side in the peg box, but shouldn't touch that side. Yes, this matters. Why does it matter? If the string is going the wrong way, it will put tension on other strings or just be in the way. If it is bunched up against the peg box, it could keep the peg from sticking correctly, which is what gives you a hard time tuning it up later. Number 5, keep tension on the string after getting it on the peg as you insert the ball into the fine tuner. You could try putting the ball into the fine tuner first. Sometimes it will stay in the fine tuner while you wind the peg, but usually not. If you aren't able to keep the tension while you get both ends in, or you forget or otherwise have the string pop out after winding it on the peg and end up with a curly string, it's okay. I have a video all ready for you on this channel. You're welcome. Number 6, tune up with a tuner. You don't want to break your new strings. This is especially important if you haven't been playing long. It can be difficult to hear the pitches, the notes of your open strings, and difficult to know if you are going too sharp or over-tightening the strings. Use a tuner. Don't break strings. Number 7, avoid artificially stretching them by pulling on them, as this may shorten their lifespan. Stretching is okay if you are in an emergency situation like a broken string just before or in the middle of a performance. You do want it to stay in tune, but proceed gently. If you have to, you have to, and it works great, but remember that the stretching is what wears it out. Over the life of your string, you will keep stretching it and keep using it and putting wear and tear on it. At some point, it will not stay in tune anymore, and you don't want to speed up that process any more than it already is. Number 8, enjoy your new strings, because playing on new strings is awesome. If you want to know what kind I use, see the link in the description. Not sure if it's time to change yours? I have a video all about that, and you can watch it right here.